the Invincible, flagship of the 1st Texas Navy. Built in Baltimore, Maryland, and deemed a Baltimore clipper, the Invincible was one of the fastest ships of her time, outsailing most others, whether larger or smaller. After purchased by the New Republic of Texas, the Invincible was outfitted with cannons and then a brave crew. Her performance was truly heroic in the 1st Texas Navy. She captured Mexican ships, and from those much larger Mexican warships, the crew took gunpowder and other supplies, which they then sent to Sam Houston and his men to help in the Battle of San Jacinto. Later, the Invincible was instrumental in keeping the Mexican ships from re-invading Texas from the Gulf of Mexico.
What lies ahead is unknown, a source of mystery and apprehension. Perhaps the allure of sailing life, always moving, always changing, always wondering what the next passage will be like and what we will discover at the end. This time, our destination is home, the Chesapeake Bay and Baltimore. It is always a relief for the captain, and I suspect for the ship, to have our lines ashore and fast, where pride is safest, the finger piers at the inner harbor. The story of the Pride of Baltimore can be told thanks to one city's determination to honor its seagoing heritage. To understand that heritage, we must first go back to 1812, a time when the fledgling America was at war again with England. One of our important ports was Baltimore, found on the Chesapeake Bay. Baltimore would soon make its mark on England. His Majesty's Navy had formed a loose blockade of the East Coast with the intention of disrupting American commerce. The only way to reliably deliver goods was aboard fast ships that could outrun the British frigates and ships of the line. The newly formed United States Navy was tiny in comparison to England's. To even the odds, the President issued letters of marque and reprisal, documents authorizing private U.S. ship owners to attack any ship flying the British flag, confiscate their goods, and commandeer their vessel. This government-sanctioned pirating was known as privateering. The Chesapeake was an ideal breeding ground for privateering ships. The vessel of choice became the Baltimore Clipper, due to superior speed and handling. One of the most famous privateers was the Baltimore captain, Thomas Boyle. With a few shots from his cannons, he would taunt British warships into chasing after his Baltimore Clipper and away from the convoy of merchant ships they were escorting. When the distance was sufficient, he would turn and sail back into the wind. While the square-rigged frigates floundered, Boyle and his 150-man crew would plunder the undefended merchant ships. In 1814, Captain Boyle purchased the Chaucer, the largest clipper schooner ever built in Fells Point, a Baltimore shipbuilding yard. In July, Boyle and the Chaucer set sail. As she ran the blockade at the mouth of the Chesapeake, Captain Boyle set an unprecedented course, eastward across the Atlantic to Great Britain. He hunted successfully, claiming one prize after another. At the pinnacle of his bravado, he sent a message to the Crown. With a note posted on the door of Lloyd's Coffee House in London, he single-handedly declared English waters under complete and total blockade. This had devastating effects on British commerce, and the Admiralty soon had to bring ships home to protect it. Boyle and other American privateers managed to sink or capture some 1,700 British ships during the war. In retaliation, on September 13, 1814, British warships sailed up the Chesapeake Bay with a mission to destroy Baltimore and its shipyards. The Star-Spangled Banner was written as the Battle of Fort McHenry became another embarrassing defeat for the British Navy. England was soon forced to end the war with America. With the withdrawal of the defeated British fleet, a triumphant Thomas Boyle returned to Baltimore, where he saluted Fort McHenry. A grateful crowd cheered the return of the Pride of Baltimore, the most beautiful vessel that ever floated on the ocean.
Baltimore Clippers have a great naval history. A replica Baltimore Clipper, the Pride of Baltimore, has visited Galveston, Texas. The Texas Navy Association hopes to bring this ship back again to help preserve and promote the memory of the Texas Navy Baltimore Clippers that directly helped the Republic of Texas win its independence from Mexico. These brave men and wonderful ships of the Texas Navies need to be remembered for their important role in helping to create this wonderful state where we now live. If you would like to learn more about the Texas Navy, please sign on to our website at texasnavy.com.